Thanks for tuning in tonight. Welcome to the History Edition of Teacher Talk. Today with me is Miss Williams. She's going to be talking to us about Van Jones. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. So what kind of educational experiences does Van Jones have?
Well, Van Jones grew up in a family where both his mother and father were educators, and then he went on to go to Tennessee University, and from there he went to Yale Law School.
Wow.
And he graduated in 1993.
Oh wow, so he has a lot of educational experience.
That he does.
So where has his educational background then taken him?
Well, he's become an author, and the two books that he has written were Rebuild the Dream and The Green Collar Economy, and he was also an advisor at the White House, and he strived for green jobs. Crossfire.
So he does a lot of things, it sounds like.
Yes.
So what one career choice do you think he's particularly proud of?
Well, the founding of Rebuilding the Dream is something that he has strived very hard to pursue. And then he's assisted in the educational debt. Also, he has improved the economic status, and then the homeowners assistance. He's also helped with that.
Wow, that's incredible. What efforts has he made to reach these goals?
With the educational debt, he has made letters, he has did calls, and he has did petitions in an effort to get people to understand just what these college students are facing. Economically, many people don't realize the environmental safety issue assistance. A guy by the name of Ed DeMarco is head of the Federal Housing Commission, and what he does is he's trying to prevent homeowners from having the necessary needs. Well, Van Jones has come up with a petition that is going to do away with that.
Well, very good. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. Please tune in after the commercial break where we'll be learning about Valerie L. Thomas.
To the History Edition of Teacher Talk. Here with me right now is Ms. Henning, who is going to talk to us about Valerie Thomas. Now, I understand that you two were good friends.
Yes, actually, we grew up next door to each other, so as kids we were very close. But as we grew older, we kind of grew apart. She went away to college. She actually went to Morgan State University. And at the time, she was only one of two women who got their degree in physics.
Oh, very interesting. Now, Valerie worked for NASA at the beginning of the 1960s. What did she do there?
Well, she was a manager and helped direct the program of the Landsat satellites, which are satellites that were the first satellites to produce images from outer space and send them back to the process.
That is actually very cool. Now, explain to us what Valerie is most known for.
She's known for it's called Illusion Transmitter. She patented it in about 1980, I believe it was. And she got this idea after going to a science exhibit. She noticed there was a light bulb that was unscrewed from the socket, but it still appeared to be glowing. So what the illusion was is there was another light bulb that was lit up, that was facing it, and there was a concave mirror set up at the right angle so that it made it look like the unscrewed light bulb was actually lit up. So she took this idea and she wanted to go with it, and she thought using the concave mirrors you can create these optical illusions in 3D images. So this was kind of the beginning of the technology. I nowadays automatically have the 3D feature. This is kind of what she started with, and then also surgeons nowadays are using this kind of technology to do surgery.
That is very fascinating. Thank you so much for telling us about Valerie Thomas. When we come back from our commercial break, we'll be learning about Madam C.J. Walker.
Back to the History Edition of Teacher Talk. Today's story is about Madam C.J. Walker. Here with me is Miss Fraley, ready to tell us more. Why is Madam C.J. Walker so important?
Madam C.J. Walker, in my opinion, is so important because she was one of the first African-American millionaires. And what is even more unique is that she was also one of the first woman millionaires, which from her time period when she gained all her money, right, in the 1920s, was extremely rare. And her business was in hair products, specifically shampoos and conditioners, that were specifically designed for African American hair.
That is very interesting, but what gave her the idea, though?
That's actually a funny story. At a young age, she started losing her hair, and she tried all of the hair products that were on the market at the time, and nothing was working. She kept losing her hair. And one night, she was dreaming of this marvelous shampoo that was going to work. And some of the ingredients for this shampoo were from Africa, so she imported them into the country, and she made this shampoo, and it started working, and it worked better than anything that she had ever used. And so she decided that she needed to create it and market it because there were not any good quality African American hair products at the time period.
Wow. Well, that is really unique, but why is being the creator of the first American hair product so pertinent?
I think that it is so interesting and important because of where she came from. She was the child of former slaves. Her parents died at a very young age, leaving her to the care of her siblings. And at 14, she got married to get away from these abusive siblings that she had. And when her first husband died, her daughter traveled with us and a cook, house cleaner, anything, until she met and married C.J. Walker and created her business. And just the struggles that she faced and how she overcame them to be so successful, I think make her extremely fascinating and someone worth studying.
Well, she truly was a wonderful person. Well, thank you very much for joining us. And next week on Teacher Talk, we will be talking about experts with classroom management. Thank you for joining us.